right, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. So today, I have something very important that I want to talk about. And somebody laughed already, but no, it really is. It's something that has had a huge impact on my life. It's changed how I look at the world. Yes, I'm talking about the new Star Wars movie coming out. Yes. So the chuckle was appropriate. What if it was serious? You know, how would you have felt that? No. Star Wars, for those of you that grew up in my generation and before, the first Star Wars film was released, right, in May of 1977. So I was about almost 5 years old, under 5 years old. And I remember my parents taking me to that movie. And I remember lining up at the Century, remember those dome theaters? Yeah, everybody remembers those. And now you kids, you go to those theaters now. What are they now? Have you seen them? Has anybody been there? Fancy, right? You go in there, you got a reclining seat. I mean, it's really fancy. You get reserved seating and all that. Super fancy. We didn't have any of that. And I remember going to see Star Wars. At that time, it was so popular. We waited for what, hour and a half, right? We waited in line to go see that movie. And every birthday party, it's like, oh, welcome to Kevin's 6th birthday. We're going to be seeing Star Wars, you know. And welcome to John's, we're going to see Star Wars. So we watch Star Wars all the time. I must have seen it like over a dozen times in the theater, right? And that was great. Now, you don't go to the theater that much, right? You see it once, you're like, that was so awesome. I'll wait till it's streaming live, right? On Netflix or whatever. So it was an experience to see it in the theater and really be a part of it. And the reason I say it was life-changing is I know it was science fiction. I know it wasn't real. But I mean, and how many of you that are my age did this? How many of you were at home after you saw it and you'd be like, and you're trying to move stuff? I'm sure my parents can attest to this. They probably walked in on me and I'm like, and I was trying to move my parents out. And they're like, what is wrong with that kid? But I did. I believed in it so much. It was so, I got caught up in the world of Star Wars, the fantasy and the magic of it. And that was part of being a kid, you know, just getting caught up in the magic of it. And that's what I miss the most about being young, just this believing in something that may or may not have been 100% real. And with the release of like Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, it just got bigger and bigger, right? Part of American culture, our culture. No one had a question of who Luke Skywalker was, or Darth Vader, or Yoda, right? Even now, you guys all know who that is, right? Even for people, the kids that didn't grow up in that time. And I remember sitting in service during that time too. My mind would start to wander, you know, and I was all like, oh, I wonder what it would be like if Yoda read the 3 treasures, right? And, right? Wouldn't that be funny? Like, we open the book, and then he would walk up here and be like, being born into human life, hard it is, you know? But living it now hard to encounter the teachings of the Buddha, where it is. Right? And it's funny because those are the original, you know, so that meant a lot. I'd wander. And then the newer films came out, right, after Return of the Jedi, the newer ones with the Sith and all that. And I admit, I'm a huge fan, but I didn't get into those as much. I think it's because the characters weren't the old, original, iconic characters, right? Like, who's the character that I had the biggest problem with in the new one? Jar Jar Binks. Yeah, see everybody, there's a groan in the room, Jar Jar Binks. That's why I never daydreamed about Jar Jar Binks reading the Golden Chain, right? Because Jar Jar Binks would come up here and be like, right? He'd be like, Misa is a link in Amida's Golden Chain of Love. Misa gonna keep my link bright and strong, you know? So there's a point to bringing up Star Wars. There's a point, other than just my love for Star Wars. Star Wars is very influenced by Buddhism, right? You've seen these articles. George Lucas has admittedly said that there's a connection between Star Wars and there's a lot of influence, Buddhist influence on Star Wars. And the Jedi, right? They're like Buddhist monks training to see the truth and gain understanding, right? And the Force is like the truth. The Force is everywhere, right? And it's up to us to recognize it and see it right? The Force is like the truth. And that's what we teach here, universal truth. And when people learn that truth, they gain power, right? And some people use that power for good. Some people use that power for not so good, right? And it's a story about struggle, right? The Rebel Alliance has to fight the dark side. And that's what it's about. Struggling to live a free life and discover your true potential. Learn how to be a Jedi. Unlock that power. And so I thought it was really appropriate as we're nearing this Thanksgiving week. We're in November, and the Thanksgiving holiday is right a couple days away. And I want everyone here to think about what it means to live your life and what you plan to do with this gift that you've been given. And how have your struggles helped shape who you are today? How have all the challenges in your life helped shape who you are today? And have you decided to live up to your full potential, right? Thanksgiving is one of the most Buddhist holidays out of all the holidays that we celebrate here in the U.S. because it is a holiday of gratitude and appreciation. And it's a time where we have to stop for a moment and truly think about all the things that we are thankful for. So kids, well, not kids, anyone, what are you thankful for? We're going to have to do raise of hands so we don't get chaos here, but what are some things you're thankful for? Did you say cats or cash? Because either one is acceptable. Okay? Yes. Wow, I am getting older because I can't hear or see you. So, no, really, what did you say? Thankful for my family. See, that's nice. Yes. I'm thankful for food, water, and my home. Okay, this is not going the way I wanted. It was supposed to be more. It was supposed to be more superficial, and I was supposed to end it with the lesson. But we have a wonderful Sangha family here. You are very, very good. Okay, one more for fun, since we already went to the good place here. You're grateful for your friends. Do you have one more? One more? No? Cash? Cats? No? But, okay, those are really beautiful, wonderful answers, you guys. That was really good. Hey, with my iPhone, yeah, you know, facial recognition, it's open, you know, so, but you didn't do that, that's okay. We have a lot to be thankful for, don't we? I mean, we have so many things to be thankful for, and, you know, so when I think about being thankful and gratitude, we named a lot of things, wonderful things, family, friends, and all that. Sometimes it's even the simple, small things that really awaken me to the truth of what I need to be grateful for. So this past weekend, we went with our junior YBA, right, our youth group, to the conference that's held in Fresno every year. It was a really fun conference, and the conference was great. We got there great. Everybody arrived there great. And then we checked into the hotel. So, okay, none of you are on Facebook, so you haven't seen this story yet. Okay, so we checked into this hotel, and it was part of the registration packet. Yes, I registered for it. It was part of their suggested hotels. But I was a little worried because it was $79 a night. Right, so I was a little concerned, but I said, oh, it'll be fine. We'll all be together. It'll be great. And we got to the hotel, and it was kind of like the Haunted Mansion, wouldn't you say? It was really the Haunted Mansion. Like, we walked in there, it's like, no, it wasn't like that. We get there, so it's all laminate floors. There's no carpet anywhere, from the hallways to the room. So it just echoed. And then my wonderful junior IBA kids, the first thing they did was they got out in the hallway and they're like, Ezekiel 25:17, the path of the righteous. I mean, he's reading the Bible because he thought it was appropriate. And I was like, get to your room. It wasn't these guys. So they're doing that, they're messing around because it's echoey, right? So whatever they can do to echo. The rooms were a wee bit unkept, dirty. There are some photos out here of brown shower curtains at the bottom. And the boys and all of their wonderful boyness go, oh, we're going to push the beds together and sleep all together with one big bed. And as they move the beds off the wall, all the dirt and the dust is revealed. And it's hardwood floors, it's laminate floors, so it's really, really obvious. And these guys are telling me, hey, Koichi, man, my sheets are all dirty. Yeah. You know, and I'm like, your boys, it'll be fine. what's the word in Japanese? Monku, 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 right? My room's so dirty, it's unkept. And I kept thinking to myself, it's not so bad. But I slept in all my clothes. In so, getting ready the next morning was real fast for me. It was really easy. Like, none of the adult advisors showered. We're like, you get dirtier if you actually shower. So we just stayed all zipped up and we got. So anyway, but we survived. So we're complaining, but we're like, okay, it's okay. We're all together on one floor, right? We're all together. It was fine. So the next morning, though, right as I went to my car, we were parked in their lot, and the car right next to me, like right next to me, had its passenger front window completely shattered and broken. I know, and I saw the family out there. It was a mother, she had a young daughter, and I was like, oh my gosh, did they steal something? And she said, no. And so I was like, oh my gosh, random act of just vandalism, right? And first thing that hit me was, this is so horrible, but the first thing that hit me was, what? Oh, thank goodness it wasn't my car. I mean, I felt so bad. It wasn't just for me, though. It's because I had to drive home the kids. It wasn't for me, you know. Really. No, but it would have. I mean, imagine that there's glass all over the front seat, right? And I saw her. She had a little daughter, and it's a Sunday morning, and they're obviously from out of town because they're staying in a hotel. You don't know who to call. You don't know who to help. And I really felt bad for her. And then I stopped and thought, my window is literally 6 inches away from hers, and it could have been mine. And I wondered to myself, why wasn't it mine? Why was it hers? She had a brand new Nissan Altima. You know, it's completely nondescript. It wasn't some car with big rims on it or anything like that. And I just kept thinking to myself, wow, we spent this entire weekend complaining. And look what happened to this other poor, unfortunate family the next morning. What an inconvenience. But I said to her, thankfully no one got hurt and nothing got stolen, you know. So we still tried to be grateful for that, as difficult as it was. And that was my birthday that morning too. So the kid said to me, happy birthday to you, you know, you didn't get. So anyway, I guess the point of that story is, no matter how difficult things are for you or how bad and how much we monku and complain, there is always so much to be grateful for, isn't there? There's always so much to appreciate. And it doesn't have to just be getting a gift or getting something. It could be not having to go through something unfortunate like that somebody else had to experience. Just like now, we will never again be at this point in our lives. So in this very moment that you're sitting here, and this is something that I remember Reverend Bob shared with us, in this moment, we are right now living a wish fulfilled. We are living a wish fulfilled, meaning this: when you were younger, at this younger age, you always I wish I could be older, you know, so I could have my own stuff, and I could buy my own things, and I could have my own house. I wish I was older, right? And then when you're older, you go, gosh, I wish I was just a couple years younger, right? Or my hip didn't click when it gets cold, and I can hear a little better. Even now I'm saying that. I really can't see you, by the way. It's not a joke. So I wish I could, as a younger, I could see a little bit better, I wish I could hear a little bit better. So the point I'm trying to make is, the point that you are right now living a wish fulfilled. Your wish has been granted. So that's the moment that we have to hold on to. Time flies so fast, right? Time flies so fast. So it's important during this holiday season to take that moment, slow down. Okay, I know things are stressful and hectic. You got to clean the house. You got to get all that stuff ready. But this holiday is not just about the perfect meal and the perfect table setting and making sure everybody gets along, okay? This is the most fundamental, important Buddhist practice, which is to feel a deep sense of gratitude for all that you have and all that you are. So please join me in Gassho. Namo Amitabha. Namo Amitabha. Namo Amitabha.